I don't know anything about Chris Raygun. I've heard his name before, but I saw this video where it says this needs to stop. On his channel,
hello, don't talk to me.
We have this unalive, and I was interested when it said unalive because I'm so fucking sick of this unalive thing that we're supposed to do on YouTube. I think it is absolutely insufferable. It's annoying as fuck. Also, this dude just kind of looks like a Dirty Sanchez version of Dirty Frank or Filthy Frank. So here we go. We're gonna do some Chris Raygun.
Ads every 20 minutes is
And I'm just honestly curious what his take on this is because I'm really sick of it.
All right. Clap sync. Clap sync, clap sync. 1, 2, 3.
And the reason I said Dirty Sanchez is because of like his I don't know if he's Hispanic or anything. I just know that that's what that mustache is. And the Dirty Sanchez comes from Urban Dictionary, where they shove up a finger up their butthole and then wipe it on their face, and it's a mustache. Or they do it to the girl. I can't remember exactly. If you know in the chat or in the comments, let me know down there. And like the video while you're down there.
Hey everybody, Chris Raygun here.
That was the most fucking uncomfortable pause I've ever seen in my life. And he does kind of look like his face honestly looks like the Green Goblin mask, and it's throwing me off.
Welcome to another episode of Glasses Off, the show where we forego the crazy editing.
It was only 1 second of Glasses Off, though. You need to do the whole video with Glasses Off, otherwise you're just clickbaiting and you're a liar, and that's what they'll tell me in my comments.
And zany antics.
Oh yeah, is he good? Is this so we got some people in chat sub to this guy, so he's got to be good.
Just talk about something for a little while.
Dude, I need to fucking mew more.
It's weird to be here again after all this time, I gotta say. Today I want to talk about something that has been frustrating me for quite some time, and I really hope that I'm not alone in this. Because this is easily the kind of topic that a lot of people could be like, man, Chris, what the fuck? Just relax. It's not that big of a deal. It's a big deal to me. If you've been on YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram at any point in the last, I don't know, 2, 3, maybe even 4 years, you've probably noticed a bit of a shift in the language that content creators are willing to employ.
Dude, they are some fucking thick glasses. Those are some fucking spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watches right on his fucking face. That hat is kind of fire. I always like those hats. They look fucking stupid on me, though. I look like a bad train conductor. I look like a train conductor who got fired and now lives on the streets whenever I wear one of those hats.
On these platforms, specifically in content related to true crime, or just the news, or any kind of sensitive issue.
Whenever you guys see gold, do you have the like a golden necklace? Like, hey, you got this little fucking tag right there. I would have trouble chewing on that all day. It would drive me nuts. I would constantly be biting it. It's why I don't wear necklaces, because I wanna chew on them.
You might have noticed people saying unaliving.
I fucking hate this, dude. It's so annoying. I just wish we could say the other thing. I wish we could say like the regular one, not unaliving, not sewer slide, not fucking lobbity-dobbity and the headity-weddity and shit like that. I wish we could just be fucking authentic, especially when we're talking about like serious shit. Like, oh, some guy he went over a thing and then landed, and he is no longer breathing. It's like, can't we just say what the fuck he did? Why are we playing mental just about word salad gymnastics with fucking serious topics? And even then, it's like, what? We can't make a joke anymore, dude?
Or unalived instead of killed, murdered, or suicide. You might have
based, dude, spitting fucking facts. Fire, dude.
Noticed people saying graped or essayed instead of raped.
Dude, this is something I was having trouble with that last video on, because I don't know what I can and can't say. I don't know what's going to actually get me in trouble as a smaller creator. Now, I know that it can be a little bit tougher for that type of shit, but I just don't know, and I'm worried it's going to get me in trouble and then ruin my chances to grow as a creator. So I'm like constantly trying to avoid these pitfalls, and it's just such a fucked place that we're at that we have to avoid this type of shit.
Or sexual assault. Guys, I'm not even joking when I say this, and this is really what ultimately made me want to sit down and record something. I was scrolling through like Instagram the other day, and I saw somebody use the word cornucopia instead of homophobia.
Why? Like, here's the thing, dude. Here's the fucking thing. Why are we doing this? Why the fuck are we doing this? When in society do we universally decide that we need to just fucking say shit instead of just saying what we actually fucking are? This whole self-censorship for the betterment of society is such fucking taint wagon energy that it's just bullshit.
I cannot allow this. Now, that's not to say some of these euphemisms aren't entertaining.
And that's why I'm doing, this is why I'm like adding stuff to my channel where I react to stuff on stream too, is because like I can react to something like this without actually saying it myself and just hearing somebody else's perspective and then adding context to it so that I can maybe affirm their opinion, not really affirm their opinion, but like build off their own opinion without getting myself in trouble. Because I see people like Asmongold and stuff doing it all the time, and I don't want to be like a full knockoff of him because I think that I add my own perspective. I mean, I have my own catchphrase, giggity schmoodle. What that means, whatever the fuck you want it to mean. It's the Hakuna Matata of YouTube. I giggly schmoodled on a dick. What does that mean? Did I jerk my own penis off? Did I go down to the wharf and give 87 guys blowjobs? Do I just want a bitch on my dick? Those are all the questions that can be answered. Or is it just that I want tea for the afternoon? These are ways to become better.
Okay, I will admit, PDF file instead of pedophile, that's pretty funny.
I do like PDF file. He is 100% on there. I've always liked PDF file. It flows really, really good. The only thing I've heard close was the suicide thing is sewer slide. Sewer slide I like, okay.
Or at least it was funny the first, like, maybe 4 or 5 times I heard it. It's a little played out now, but it's at least amusing in comparison to the rest of these. Although I don't know what's wrong with saying offed himself or things like that, like other euphemisms that we've had already for quite some time. Whatever, that's beside the point. Now look, I'm not an idiot, entirely. I know that these words are flagged in the algorithm, and content creators are just employing these weird, awkward euphemisms to protect themselves. I understand that. They don't want to miss out on potential profits just because they wanted to make silly, fun little videos about the most traumatic moments in the lives of complete strangers. And you know what? If I'm looking at it from the perspective of a sociopathic demon, I understand. Personally, though, and this is my opinion, this is a fucking putrid way to operate as a human being.
Exactly, dude. I find it more offensive that we can't say this shit. I think it's way more offensive that we can't just say whatever. And it's also, I feel like anybody who's watching a video, even on like a comedy side of things, where if I were to like make a joke about something like that, and they're like, "Wow, this is well, why would you ever joke about that? Somebody can watch it and whatever." I'm like, who's watching a comedy creator see somebody make a joke and then be like, oh, this is it for me? That's such a fucking, that's something you shouldn't have to put onto yourself. That narcissistic motherfucker decided to internalize a joke as realism, and I'm supposed to take credit for that? I'm supposed to take time out of my life and just feel awful and like police myself at every sense and then worry about what I'm going to say and not be authentic because one person might take something the wrong way? That is a society what we're doing. We're just like babying everyone, and when you baby everyone, you start making everything harder and harder to do. And you're also insulting people who actually have real troubles.
For all the hysteria I see on...
Now I have to go to this folder as stock, and then I can't save file. Yeah, exactly. There's all this shit that you just can't, it's just so fucking insufferable. It's such fucking degenerate behavior.
Online about artificial intelligence and how it's going to ruin all of our art by removing the human element that makes art valuable to interact with in the first place. We sure are quick to sterilize the human experience to appease an algorithm.
Exactly, dude. You're gonna sit here and complain about AI and then complain about how people need to be able to have their freedom of expression, but only freedom of expression where you fucking say it's okay. Nah, go fuck yourself. Pound it up your dick hole. Sounding rods for everybody. Like, dude, no. This whole, like, what's acceptable freedom of expression thing drives me nuts. It's like, I don't feel like anybody who has the right to, like, complain about AI or whatever, if they're out here, like, fucking self-policing and telling people what should and shouldn't be said. It's like, dude, fuck you.
As
This dude's spitting fucking straight bars. He's spitting straight bars right now. I don't know anything else about this content creator. I've never watched anything else he's made. But this video spits bars, and I love that he has a Green Goblin mask.
long as it's going to net us a few extra bucks. Oh.
Uh-oh. 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 Hold on. Hold on. Is lower than recommended. Oh, okay, okay. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. I just have a slow connection. I don't know if that's feeding over on you guys. Are you guys getting this pretty good? My bitrate dropped fucking drastically all of a sudden, and I got a warning from YouTube. I saw the warning, and I thought maybe I had pissed off the YouTube gods. I thought maybe I'd pissed off the YouTube gods, and I was getting a soft strike in the middle of me streaming. I was a little worried about that shit. Big fucking heart attack over here. Oh, I'm a fat guy. I can't deal with this shit.
Oh wow, this complete stranger was viciously fucking raped, and I want to make a video about it, but I don't want to make anybody too uncomfortable, because...
Yeah, dude, it works on the other end, because I've mainly been focusing on the joke aspect of this. It's so dumb how we can't say it, even in, like actual situations. So, you're also limiting... I think there should only be social consequences for saying things. There can be social consequences. I think that the social consequences should be, like, let's say I see something abhorrent, right? And I lose some subscribers over that. But there's also going to be people who think that it's funny and want to subscribe to me because of that. There's going to be a back and forth. It's like the Howard Stern method. Now, I don't think Howard Stern's the greatest fucking guy, but I thought that he had the right to, like, say the things he was doing. Now, like, pressuring people and doing some of, like, the really sketchy stuff he did, not cool with that. But when I was formerly in the belief that people should be able to say what they want. Now, other people could say that's fucked up, that's wrong, they can get mad at him for it, but you're not really breaking any laws. Now, if you're out there doing, like, actually abhorrent thing, like essaying people, that should be more important. That should be something you go after people for, not for what they say. And if somebody's actually abhorrent enough, they won't have that big of a following anyways. They will be seen as a weird zealot. Look at Nick Fuentes. Do you think he's ever going to reach the levels of popularity? Do you think he's ever going to reach the levels of popularity of somebody like a Ben Shapiro? No, because he's a fucking monster. Because he's a fucking demon. So he's never going to reach those. There are going to be social consequences in terms of your relatability. In terms of like what's going to happen. Because like people like Nick Fuentes are never going to be ultimately successful. They're going to be relative in their or relevant in their own little niche. But at the end of the day, they're a fucking extremist, and they're not going to have the majority of people. And the problem right now is we're catering to some extremists, but not the others. And we should have like an open platform where both can exist, and they're both fucking shoved off to the side to get more reasonable takes from reasonable people.
I want to make a little bit of money. Here's a thought. How about you say the words and treat the situation with the respect that it deserves to be treated with, or you don't fucking talk about it.
Exactly. This is what happens, dude. Whose stream? Or whose S-Train? S-Train was cool before he got... I don't even know who S-Train is. Link me one of his videos. We'll check him out.
It reminds me a lot of this George Carlin bit that I used to listen to a lot about the softening of language.
And the pain is completely buried under jargon. Post-traumatic stress disorder. I'll bet you if we'd have still been calling it shell shock, some of those Vietnam veterans might have gotten the attention they needed at the time.
Fuck yeah, dude. I love George Carlin. I've always loved George Carlin. And this is the thing. I've always... Hey, Dave Blunt's for president. Don't know who Dave Blunt's is, but... 2028, baby. Dave Blunt's. Whoever the fuck that is. But But, oh, Stern. Okay, well, Stern always was hyper left-wing. He just, this is what happened to a lot of these guys, right? This is what happened to a lot of these fucking clowns. They basically came up trying to be like George Carlin. Same thing with iDub. Same thing with, Ethan Klein. See, Ethan Klein's getting it bad because he's been attacked by a lot of the hyper left-wing people that he thought were his allies. He thought were his fucking friends. But when you cultivate an audience and friends around these fucking extremists, when you don't line up on one little teensy-wincy fucking thing, they come for fucking blood. And because these people are given they're not put on leashes, they're on free roam, baby. These are free range nut jobs, and they're coming from fucking blood. They're coming from dicks and clits, and they're gonna fuck you up. And so Ethan Klein's kind of seeing it now. But see, Howard Stern and saw it early on, and so did iDubbbz, and they saw, wow, dude, the internet's changing, the world is changing, the left wing is changing, and I want to move with them because I don't ever want to be considered on the right because I've spent so much time fighting against the censorship of the right that I'm inundated with this awful mindset of they're the bad guys. They're all the bad guys. So they flow with this fucking autism that is this mindset instead of just standing by their principles of free speech. Now you can stand by your principles of free speech and then disagree with the right on every single other fucking opinion and still be edgy and just tell them, hey, quit being little fucking pussies. This is what happens. This is why the Democrats have had problems, is because they are catering to this weird fucking self-aggrandizing bullshit that is like censoring themselves. And identity politics. This is exactly what's fucking happening, dude. And it's all because they're afraid to be what they truly are. And they see that the only way to stay safe is by virtue signaling. And this is just a microcosm of the virtuing problem we have in this world. But like, I'm like fully in the belief that you should be able to say whatever the fuck you want, no matter how crazy it is. Like, eventually people forget about every drama. And there'll be a couple fucking incels on both sides. There's incels on both sides that will come out there. I remember when so-and-so said this. So-and-so said that. And it's like, nobody gives a fuck about you. It'll be a Twitter drama for 15 minutes. And then in a week, nobody will give an absolute fuck.
And you know what? It wouldn't even be that big of a problem if this kind of shift in language just remained on the platforms that have the strictest guidelines.
Hey!
It's so big of a deal if it just kind of
Nigel Pennyworth.
Where the algorithm is particularly strict. But the thing that actively bothers me as a human being is that I see this language bleeding out, not only just to other platforms, but just in the way that people communicate on a
Dude, it's also hitting anime and shit. I can't remember, My Hero Academia, the English dub said Unalive. It changed the fucking original text to reflect Unalive. Now, the character in the show was like a cringe blonde bitch, and it would be the type of shit she would say, so it kind of worked in character, but it's still becoming more of a problem in terms of writing and storytelling in actual media. So we're going to have movies at a certain point where somebody's going to get absolutely like destroyed, whether it's like destroyed because of PDF files or sewer slide or grape attacks. It's going to be in a movie where it's going to be like a detective, and he's going to be like, she got graped and decided to go down the sewer slide. And it's like, and it's gonna be a really fucking serious movie. You're gonna stop and you're gonna fucking laugh your goddamn dick off into the atmosphere because it's so ridiculous that they'd make this serious.
Day to day with each other in person. Like, dude, I've heard younger people just in conversation.
Bad to the bone, completely drained my left anything, and I became more racist, sexist man alive. Yeah, dude, this type of shit, unironically, will push somebody to a different direction. What all these little microcosms build up, and it's like, what the fuck type of super crack are you smoking? What type of super crack are you shooting into your fucking thighs, slapping them up, and then having it go into your fucking brain? This makes sense to you, and eventually people are like, I'm gonna go a little bit over this way, and I'm gonna, like, not be a part of this fucking weirdo-ness. I'm not gonna be a cringe lord like these motherfuckers, and I'm gonna, like, chill out. And then, all of a sudden, you're still in the same position you've always been, but now they're calling you, like, a far-right extremist and shit. It's like, what the fuck, dude? I haven't changed. You have, motherfucker. You're the one being weird.
With each other, say unalived and SA'd. You're not gonna get flagged. You're talking to other human beings about serious
Dude, another thing, this is like when I used to see people alone in their car with, like, gas masks on, bro. It's like the same shit for me. It was like, I was like, I understood that there was stuff going on in the world. I'm not going to go into detail on that because I'm going to get fucking in trouble. But it was like, dude, you're alone in your fucking car. What the fuck are you doing?
shit. It's fucking crazy. And I think it's actually...
What kind of schizo knowledge are you on to be alone in your fucking car? Why are you talking to me at a fucking Walgreens telling me about unaliving? What the fuck are you talking about, Ed?
actually bleeding out into, like, everyday in-person vernacular because it is the most common way to talk about these things on the platforms that have the most eyes on them. And it's the way that people talk about those things on those platforms that young kids are learning language through. Like, let's be real, dude. If you're a parent today,
well, young kids shouldn't really be subjected to, like, I'm fully okay with the way YouTube set up. I think that they need to broaden their horizons of having like, kids content is like one thing, but they should have like not adult only per se, but like a different tier, right? They should have a different tier. Like, this is normal shit here. This is like normal. You're allowed to cuss a certain amount. Like, this is an age range. If they're gonna do it, and they're gonna be fucking, and then there should be like normal YouTube, and then there should be kid shit, and then, like, obviously you shouldn't put it on kids only, and then talk about how somebody did a header off a dog. That's just, like, you shouldn't be exposing kids to fucked up shit. I'm sorry.
chances are your kids are on fucking TikTok and they're probably learning how to communicate with each other through that. And so that's really...
Let's go, dude. I'm making you feel more Christmassy. I'm giving you some Christmas vibes. Merry fucking Christmas. I'm talking about some shit. I like to put some presents right up against the clit. It makes her go hoo-hoo, and she really likes it.
What's frustrating about it? It's not just that social media and the way that we talk about really dire, serious shit on social media is being, like, softened for the sake of advertiser dollars. It's also the fact that the ubiquity of that language and the ubiquity of that way of talking about it is bleeding into the way that we talk to each other in real human life about real human experiences that have that.
But that's the problem with this type of censorship, and this is what George Carlin was fucking saying. This is what all of these people are saying. Once you start pussifying everything and making everything so sad, it just becomes like little bitch-made shit, and then it pours into reality, and then it becomes an actual thing. It's the same thing with, like, so much language where something like 5 years ago wasn't fucking offensive, but now if you say it, people will show up at your house with fucking pitchforks. It's like, dude, what the fuck?
Now have the gravity and the...
I mean, if this type of shit pushes on, in like 5 years from now, not even 5 years, in a couple years, saying certain words that he's talking about in this video, will have somebody just stop. I can't believe you say that in public? You don't care about mental health? What kind of monster are you? It's like, bitch, shut the fuck up.
Seriousness and the humanity of those serious topics completely, like, sucked out and milked completely.
Christ and bussy in the same word definitely was sending me into a deeper hell. Dude, man, my Christ bussy woke up today. Hunter Biden, dude, Hunter Biden, free from it all. They finally freed Hunter Biden. It was like Tyler the Creator and Earl Sweatshirt.
Completely out of it. It's gross to me. And maybe I'm looking super deep into it. Maybe I'm, like, reading too much into it.
Bro, if Hunter Biden can smoke crack and, like, have all the shit that was in his fucking laptop just be wiped, and just, like, he could just throw guns away in trash cans at elementary schools and just get all that shit dropped, I should be able to say some wild shit on the internet. Come the fuck on. That's right, brother. If I want to say some wild shit on the internet, I should be able to. If Hunter Biden can smoke crack and then do shit.
But I really think it's fucking disgusting. I think it makes us talk past each other. I think it makes us not take each other as seriously. I don't know. To put it simply, I think to dress up the darkest facets of the human experience in childish costumes is to rob them of their weight, and I'm just kind of fundamentally opposed to it, especially in the content creator space, where I actually feel like there's no good reason to do that, actually.
Dude, the one that annoyed me the most is when I was watching Creepcast, right? I was watching fucking Creepcast. Big fan of fucking Creepcast. It's a really good show. But I was watching it, and they were doing Squidward Sewer Slide. It's one of the dumbest fucking creepypastas ever made, and it only makes it worse. It only makes it worse. It makes it sound like we're joking about everything, and it makes it just a comedy bit, bro. Even when you're talking about, like, serious fucking shit, dude, and all of a sudden, now it's a bit, it's like that person's life didn't even fucking matter. It's fucked up. It's honestly so fucked up. The trying to appease to this shit is more fucked up and funny than actually dealing with the real shit.
Because there's a lot of creators who engage in this kind of thing. There are a lot of creators who will use graped and essayed and unalived, but they're like content creators who upload every day. Like, so, and not every single one of their videos is about things like this. Like, oh, big deal, one of the 30 videos...
David Achu, bless you. Recommend you David Achu. Alright, I will type that in. Alright, I'll check out that motherfucker's videos later.
You uploaded this month is gonna get dinged. Boo fucking who? Do you know how infrequently I upload on this channel, and when one of my videos gets dinged, I generally just take it on the chin? Nearly every episode of the Snark Tank podcast is completely demonetized because we talk like fucking real people on it. And despite those monetization dings, we still make damn good money doing it. Could we make a little bit more if we talked like robots? Maybe, but we don't need to, and that's ultimately...
I mean, that's fucking fair. I mean, I don't have enough knowledge about all this shit to understand it. Now, like, he's talking in like a big script, so to put this in perspective on him being like fine with it, his shit probably gets like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views, right? But if it's somebody like me who's like, they have a video, my channel's not monetized right now, right? But I post a video and it does fucking gangbusters, and then it gets hit, and then I make diddly fucking shitty winks on it. That would fucking hurt, and all because I used language. I fucking was real. That sucks. That sucks. And this is what's pissing me off about this video now. He's putting this on the creators like they're the bad guys. And he's like, I get it, but you're still an asshole for it. It's like, no, you should be mad at the platforms. Why aren't you fucking mad at the platforms for doing this in the first place? Why aren't you looking at YouTube saying, fuck you, YouTube, why the fuck are you doing this? This is where you're losing me, where you're going after the people and not the platform. Saying you're hurting, you're deflecting blame on people who are just trying to fucking do their thing.
The thing. None of the people sterilizing themselves in this way actually need to do it. You know, what really drives me crazy is like the Chud channels that'll do this. You know, the so-called anti-SJW channels that like took the...
If you check the box meant for people 18 and up, he would be okay. It's his fault when you learn your upload settings. Hey, well, yeah, the 18 only thing will really fuck your channel to begin with, though. It just limits... So, if you hit the 18 and up, it will fucking limit your videos to, like, to where it has a filter over it. And it's not pushed in the algorithm. It's considered not okay, so it's already fucked for advertising. Hey, where's my skibbity boink boink 7 suspiciously boink 7 shaped guy? I read that chat.
Torch from our generation and ran directly into the fucking gutter with it. Oh, we're so counterculture, man. We tell it like it is. Never capitulate to the mob, man.
Well, I mean, you're fucking not fighting the system either. You're blaming, all you've done is shift blame on the fucking creators. You're shifting blame on the creators who are trying to get their at least get their thoughts out there and say shit and get it pushed. You're not actually getting mad at the platform.
Meanwhile, you go to their video and guess what? It's essayed, it's graped, it's all the same fucking shit. Because again, God forbid one of my daily videos one of my many daily videos gets dinged. Oh, I can't have that. I can't have that 1% hit.
Well, here's the thing, but a lot of these, like for me in particular, I'm worried about it, me getting an 18 and only sticker put on the front of my fucking video and then not getting pushed. And then I put in all this effort and I get no viewers out of it. And then my channel doesn't fucking grow and I stay at under 1,000 forever. And I don't want to fucking live in that zone. I want to push past that. I don't like the system, but I have to fight within it. And sometimes you have to cater to these fucking rules and kind of try to push back on it. Like, I appreciate you making this video. I think you have some good points. But where you're losing the plot here is where you're doing this type of bullshit. It's like, these people are just trying to live their fucking lives. And you're like, oh, well.
Hit to my fucking ad rev.
Like, I mean, I do think people should push back against it a little more. But, like, what the fuck are we supposed to do?
Like, of all the people that you would expect to not do that, you'd think that they...
Like, I think they should push back harder, too. I think the woke guys are fucking stupid because they don't ever stand on the real business. It's all a grift, and it pisses me off. But I'm also playing devil's advocate with this guy. I don't want to just sit here and just listen to everything he has spoon-fed right to me. Just, swallow it. I'm good. No, I want to put a little pushback here. And it's like, I think you should be taking it more at why these platforms are doing this. It's like, why are we, maybe put it, instead of attacking people and saying like, ah, you're fucking pussies and shit, maybe you should do it like this. Like, hey, we should all collectively stop doing this. This is a plea to everybody else. We should stop doing this because if enough people say fuck you to the system will cater to us. Because we are the fucking system. They work for us.
Would do it. You know, like, free speech, bruv. No. Not even then. You know, George Carlin had the balls to literally get arrested for the jokes that he told. But like,
yeah, but if you do this shit too much, then you get banned off the platform, and then what? Then what? I mean, I would totally be, like, I would be willing to say whatever the fuck, and do it on stage and shit, and I'm 100% for what George Carlin did. But now, this would the equivalent to what it is now, and what this fucker doesn't seem to understand, and I'm sorry I'm getting upset here, but this little taint wagon doesn't seem to understand, is they can nuke your fucking channel. Especially if you're not that big, because, like, if his channel gets nuked, oh, people are gonna, like, rally and get behind him being like, this is fucked, and they're gonna, like, stand up for him. But if my channel gets nuked, it's another fucking Tuesday. Nobody gives a shit because I'm not a big creator. So then it would be like me being George Carlin, getting arrested, and then being refused to do comedy ever again in any other place. Like being able to, like, the main big stages everywhere, Madison Square Garden, and all the big places, so I can never hit that big peak. And I'm stuck on the indie scene. I'm stuck on the indie scene forever until I quit. That's the equivalent of what you're saying, and that's a stupid fucking mindset to live in. It's a bad comparison.
Like, no, I don't want to have a demonetized video. That's crazy. Why would I take on that personal risk? What's frustrating, too, is that a lot of the videos that I see that do use this language have sponsors attached to them, like integrated into the video, which means they don't even really have to worry. It's my biggest pet peeve right now, I think. I don't know, dude.
No, and I get it. And I'm 100% with you. I think it's super fucking annoying. I wish people would push back way harder. I just, like, I understand, like, people who are smaller not wanting to push back because they're scared to lose what they're trying to build. And, like, the bigger creators, I think, need to be that voice. And there needs to be more people like him coming out and saying shit like this because it is the better way to go. It is, like, we need people like that to do it. Like, because somebody like me, when I clip this and put it on my channel, it might get, if it does insanely well, it'll get 1,000 views. That's insanely well for me. So it's like videos like this are what really make a difference. And I think more people doing pushback is the way it needs to happen. But, like, I also think this is stupid messaging to just act like everybody who's, like, policing themselves is just, like, doing it for money. I'm not monetized yet. But if I hit that zone of monetization and then I get reviewed and they say, fuck you, we found too many problems on your platform, then I don't get to do anything. And I've worked my ass off all this time for nothing.
I know a lot of people who do this stuff. I've seen it. And I get it. I get the logic behind it. I understand what you're doing. I guess the only question that I would ask is it really worth it? Like, should we really be contributing to the sterilization of the human condition by, like, softening this...
No, we shouldn't. We definitely shouldn't. It's fucking pussy shit.
...language and you know, robbing it of all of its weight, just to please a bunch of ones and zeros and maybe have another $1,000 at the end of the year. Like, I don't know. I would argue not. But I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on this, because maybe I am just way too serious about it. Maybe I gotta lighten up. Maybe it's not a big deal.
I think you had something here and you were sort of cooking. I think you were sort of cooking. The problem is, I think you're not putting enough of an emphasis on why these creators should do it. You're just kind of like insulting them and kind of saying you guys are being the pussies, when it's like you should be looking at these conglomerates that have control and have power to just shut our livelihoods off at any moment, because they are these little fucking oligarchs that do whatever the fuck they want, and you're putting it back on the creator instead of putting it on the platform themselves. Instead of saying, hey, if you we need more big creators to step up and just be unabashedly yourself and do what you fucking want. Say the suicide, say rape, say fucking all this shit, and then push back, and they eventually YouTube will have to listen to us. Eventually YouTube will have to stand up for themselves, or stand up, because they're going to lose all their creators. It's simple as that. Instead of putting the blame and making everybody feel like you're the most virtuous in the room, because that's all this is coming off as, is look how much better I am than all of these other creators, and it's coming off as an asshole to me. You're coming off as a snarky bitch, and it's really, really annoying, and it sucks because I was really with you until halfway through the video. But that's kind of my take on it. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I mean, let me know in chat what you think. I mean, it's one of those things that it's like, I wish he would have done his messaging a little bit better instead of just being a dick about it. Being a snarky little virtue signaling asshole about it. I mean, I'm sure this guy's cool or whatever. I haven't watched anything else from him. I could be like, but that's just the way it's coming off to me. That's all I got for that one.